Alrighty, welcome in to Play-by-Play Rugby, and it's semi-final time in Super Rugby Pacific. The four best teams remain, and we're going to break it all down. A short and sharp podcast today because the games are just around the corner. And to help me do just that, Regan Stowers, Tyler Campbell. Lads, firstly, quarterfinals last week, results we expected. A takeaway comment from the overall quarters. Reg?
I think even the teams that lost, they played well and they identified weaknesses in some of the top teams. That was something that I took away from it.
Aussie teams can't beat New Zealand teams.
Yeah, that's
in the
pretty
thing
cool.
in New Zealand.
Yeah,
I thought the Reds were that's the worst they've played. Granted, the Chiefs that's the best they've played in a half of footy in that first half.
They were unreal.
And then obviously the Rebels, they come out with a bit of passion. We obviously saw the vids in the week, but I don't think they were ever really in that match in terms of winning the Canes. You just knew they were going to break that line a little bit quicker. They keep making little half opportunities but weren't finishing, and it was just, it got to the point where the score sort of reflected how you thought the game was going to go.
Well, you saw the emotion after too in that Rebels game, how sad it was, obviously end of an era. Takeaways from that now, and that's all done and dusted?
Next takeaway is, where's everyone going?
Yeah.
We've seen Carter Gordon this week, obviously off to the Titans.
Get to that soon, yeah.
Seen a couple of I've heard other rumours and whispers, but probably shouldn't say anything just in case they are correct. And I've got a bit of inside gossip. I don't want to be leaking anything. But it seems like our boys are sort of divided around the country, but a lot of going overseas, and maybe a couple more, by the sounds of it, could be going to league. So, which sucks to see them leaving Aussie rugby, but it's just a real sort of sad time for, I guess, those players coming off contract, looking for a next job. And I just think for the growth of Australian rugby in general.
Exactly, yeah. It's the reality of it. If you're going to shut down a whole franchise, they're going to find other places to go, and sometimes that's not going to stay with rugby union.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'd be interesting how that plays out. Of course, the Brumbies, Highlanders, Brumbies are only Aussie team left. The Highlanders were in that game at half time, and then the Brumbies kicked away with it. They're back three again, standouts.
Yeah, I think exactly what you said, kicked away with it. They were doing those box kicks just shy of the 22 and putting heaps of pressure on the Highlanders. It was kind of a boring game to watch. Yeah, me and Tyler were watching it together. But it's quarterfinals. You do what you have to do to keep pressure on the other team and grind out that win.
That whole second half, you saw the Brumbies come out and it was box kick.
Yeah.
Get it back, box kick. They just, and it's pressure footy. It's building pressure, and I think they sort of had to because their set piece, in particular their scrum, was struggling.
Yeah,
the shape of their loose head prop on a couple of them was very
it's getting eaten.
Interesting. Yeah, it was a long day for that sort of young loose head.
Was that Vela?
Yeah, I think it was Vela.
I wonder what they do with Slibber this week because he won't be able to play. He's been named to start, has he? Or was he off the bench?
He is named to start.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how long he'll last. Calf, I think it was.
I think someone that's been around as much as he has.
He'll find a way.
Yeah. And
they need him.
You'd probably back him to sort of play. Looking at this, I'd say he plays 60, and they got Van Neck actually covering loose head because Van Neck came on and scrummed really well last week and sort of helped that Brumbies scrum in that second half.
Yes. So quarterfinals, I guess the best four teams, we would agree, are through to the semis. Before we get into our semi-final previews, some news around the week. Obviously, the big news, boys. Carter Gordon, 2-year deal. The Gold Coast Titans leaving the game of rugby union, heading down our way to join the coast. Initial reaction when we saw the news. Tyler, start with you.
I'd actually heard about it a few weeks ago, and there was obviously whispers of it that started to pop up in sort of the media. It's an interesting one. Like, if I look at it from a Titans perspective, they've just re-signed AJ Brimson and Kenny. And you look at it going, where does he fit in? I don't think he's a half. Probably maybe a 6. Yeah, I think he's more of a 5'8", but then they've got the trouble as it is, trying to fit everyone on the field with AJ at 6 and Jaden Campbell at fullback. And I just sort of, I'm not sure where he fits in that Titans setup, and it's interesting to see how it goes. But the things he does have that will obviously transfer over to the league is, defensively, he's a solid 10.
Yeah, he's so physical.
Very good defensive 10, which is a big asset for a league half. He's actually a really good ball player.
Yeah.
It is slightly different. They are different games as much as they are comparable. It's obviously league play a lot deeper, and it's a lot more sort of up and ND, not the soft and sort of trying to use the sideline a bit more. So that'll be interesting to see how he adapts to his ball playing with a different sort of defense in front of him. And then short kicking game's one I'm interested to see because he's got a decent kicking game outside of goal kicking.
But his goal kicking can be better than any league guy. None of those guys can kick over 40
Not anymore. The league goal kickers at the moment.
But Carter can kick from 50. 55.
Yes, but league don't do that.
I know, but I'm saying
they're
it's
all
an
about
option.
accuracy in the 20.
Yeah.
Like you think you're only kicking in the same sort of 7 or 8 spots across the 20 most games. Like
they've
they get
definitely
really good at it.
They've definitely closed the gap from what it was when we were younger, watching union kickers to league kickers.
Yeah, but still, I feel like
It's still a big gap because of obviously union kickers kick from everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere in the half, you're expected to be able to take a shot.
Knock three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really do that in league, and it will be interesting if he is playing if they use that as an asset. Like,
I know,
you
2
know what, we're
points
going to
still.
half. We've got a penalty on halfway. Carter, step up and have a nudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if that becomes a sort of tactic for
40-20s though, for him, like his in-game
nothing,
kicking is unreal.
Yeah.
So if they can capitalize on that, I just thought it was kind of a shock to me because I've known Carter for a very long time, and
You know him personally, don't you?
Yeah. So I played all my Queensland schools with him. I was a halfback,
Subtle
he was a
flex.
fly half.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never known of him to have played league before.
He hasn't. I think he's played a minute.
I'm not sure. I don't know, but like
he's quite a big body too. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
what,
tall
6'1",
dude.
6'2"?
he's big. Yeah,
Like he's quite a big. So I think
and he's filled out.
a lot will transfer over, but I think half's a very hard position to go into those sort of that leadership role. Like,
Definitely from no experience in that game. It's a completely different
Yeah,
game.
100%.
and this is where like the athletes cross over well. So your Sonny Bills, and they go into positions where they don't have to actually understand the game as much. They just do what they do well.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The athletes.
Whereas
yeah.
you look at someone like Benji going across to Union. He was never really a fullback. They couldn't really play him at 10 because he didn't have the game management and the game understanding to do that sort of role. I've never seen a half that's sort of played both in the modern era. I guess Matt Rogers is probably your closest.
So he was a big sort of running six, where I think Carter probably could develop
Yeah.
into that in league.
So obviously Matt Rogers came
Like a Michael
across
Morgan
and didn't play
kinda.
too
Yeah,
much.
like-
into
I don't mind it. I reckon it might go right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Obviously, and we put our union hats on here a little bit. For our game, it is disappointing to lose him.
100%. And the interesting thing is to see what happens for the rest of the year. Does he make the Wallabies? Obviously,
No.
we saw Marky Mark hasn't been called into the Wallabies. He's now going over to Sevens.
Yeah, trying that.
But he's on a contract. Yeah, his Rebels contract's done, but I'm pretty sure he's on an ARU contract for the rest of the year. So whether he just comes around and mucks around in club rugby,
Yeah,
whether he
I think he will.
So
play
I
for
read-
West.
goes and plays Tweed or Burley or something to get some league games in, because I think that
Yeah,
one's getting
true.
experience. I don't know
think
how
he's
they're
gonna
going to
play
work
West.
that. Yeah.
Play union to finish.
I'm almost certain.
Yeah, right. Okay.
From a message saying, "See you next week."
There we go. A bit inside knowledge there. Okay. Because I read the Rebels squad guys that were asked to keep training for the Wallabies from Joe Smith in Melbourne. He wasn't one of them. So he's come back to Brisbane, I've heard, and I reckon, he'll probably do that. Hey?
Yeah, I think so.
See you next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I know they go into a camp next week. So I know the Reds boys are doing the same thing.
Yeah. Because originally the plan was everyone was pushing him to go to the Tars.
yeah,
And-
yeah. That's what.
That's what the chat was, eh?
Yeah.
I love to see the money. It would have been a big pay cut, I reckon.
Well, I think he could have gone out of Australia. Maybe he
course.
didn't want to leave Australia or
Would have
something.
made 3 times as much going to Japan or something.
But-
He,
Yeah.
he definitely would have had opportunities to.
Thing is, league did bring in that rule where they can pay someone from another code and it doesn't count against the salary cap.
But surely, because he was on close to $1 million, wasn't he?
No.
800s?
No.
For A? Really? RA?
No, nowhere near.
What, 700 plus?
No.
I reckon.
You're
That's
going
what he.
down.
That's what.
I reckon
when
you're
it came
talking
out.
200,
Yeah,
300.
that's what he wanted.
When it came out, the rumors were that he wanted 700.
So
from
that's
the
From the
implying-
Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying from the Titans?
Well, no, I'm
No,
saying.
no,
but if
he's saying.
But if he's
no.
asking that for league, that's implying that he's on that at Union, isn't
No.
it?
He wouldn't
Nah.
even be close to that.
I don't know.
How can he ask for more than he
I can
in the
tell
new
you now
game?
that
You
there's,
can do that.
there's Wallabies
okay.
that are on like 300k.
Yeah, okay. What do you reckon? What's the real number then? What do you reckon?
I'm
Half?
thinking 250, 300.
Okay. Yeah,
Remember,
right.
he's probably still on his first contract.
Yeah, okay. So
I
I,
don't
was thinking he was our main.
He
10.
only signed, like he only come into the game last year. And that was his first sort of year. He was behind Tamura and whatnot and made the Wallabies from it, like was a bolter.
Yeah.
So for me, he's probably on a 3-year deal. He could possibly still have been only on like 150k, 100k. Because remember, the first contract in Union's 50k when you're in that draft. Then you bump up to 100.
Then you get top up, so for
You
RA
get top ups
contract.
and your RA. So I'm probably looking at 200 to be honest. I don't think he would have been on much at all.
Yeah, I reckon.
Rian could get the goss for us here.
Yeah, suss it out, but
Yeah. Oh, how much did you earn last year?
yeah, but get him on the potty, would you, next week? That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Oh fuck, that could be good.
Yeah, mate, if you could do that, that'd be a good, good pull. Anyway,
I'll try.
I'm interested to see how we go. It's exciting times, but I reckon he'll be back in Union. I reckon that Australian World Cup
Oh yeah,
Like,
I don't
still
think,
feel like
yeah.
it's not done
I
yet.
think long term
Yeah.
he will end
How
up coming
long
back.
was his contract?
Two-year deal.
2-year deal.
25, 26, come back. I don't know.
Do you know if it's a 1+1 or
I think it was fixed too.
fixed 2?
Yeah. So, anyway, another news, more positive for the rugby side of things. Noah Loacio has re-signed for a 1-year deal. Obviously, we'll play the Lions next year. I'm sure that was a big part of the deal. And with the Brumbies as well, this is a good move.
Interesting to see what goes on with Noah. I haven't chatted to him about it, but signing a 1-year deal, for me, if a player does that, it looks like he's going Lions tour and looking to get back overseas.
Well, that's the
And I know he
interpretation.
really enjoyed his time in France,
Yeah.
but he probably signs that deal because he's probably talked to Smith and he's probably is the leading front runner for that 5'8"
Yep.
role. And I thought he was great again in the quarterfinal. Was quite calm, quite collected. Obviously that crossfield kick and a few other things he did really, really well. So yeah, he looks like he's going to get the nod. So it'll be interesting to see if he signs on after that or where he goes.
That's a good call. Whenever you see those deals, a 1-year deal, and it's something on, like, I'm doing that, then I'm nicking off. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll take him. I guess he's good to have him.
Oh, fucking oath.
Well, the thing with the Lions tour is if you got a chance to play in it,
Mate, that's huge.
you got to do it because it only comes around once in every 12 years,
years.
technically for your country. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Anyway, some big news on that side of things. Quickly, boys, for you guys on the club rugby side of things, got a win on the weekend, back-to-back, first time this year. Obviously, you made it hard for yourselves a little bit, but 43-31
Thanks, mate.
over Sunnybank.
Yeah.
Well done, fellas. Thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, we're our own worst enemies in the games. Like in games throughout this year, we getting a chance to win, and you've seen earlier in the season we just haven't been able to capitalise. But I think that the boys showed some real grit in the end of that game to hold Sunnybank out. They had way more possession than us in that last sort of 15 minutes of the game.
And they were rolling for a bit there too.
Yeah,
It was what's a bit like a grapefruit, a bit strange, a bit different.
Yep.
Like for us, like we sort of come into it.
grapefruit.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird analogy,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I'm just using different words. I thought I'd up my vocabulary.
Okay, yep.
No, so we sort of,
Grapefruits are sour, like.
they're just different.
Yeah, okay. As you were, go on.
When we go dragon fruit,
No, it's your
we go
story,
dragon
mate.
fruit.
It's your story.
We just come out of the gates. We played really, really well in that first bit. And then we do silly mistakes like drop a kick off. And then, we have a bit of one where we get picked off on a little short side raid with an intercept, which, to his Jordan's credit, was the right call because it was a 2-on-1. We just didn't get lucky with that. And,
Yep.
that's a 14-point turnaround. We score that. It probably helps us a bit more sort of open up that game and sort of bridge the gap a little bit.
Tap inside your own 15. That's
Yeah,
good
and,
stuff.
and Sunnybank's one of those teams.
He just had a go at you.
Yeah, I know. He likes doing this, but doesn't want to give us any credit when he's actually commentating.
Yeah, I know. Eh?
Rian breaks someone's ankles and goes, and Rian's Dowers one. I come out and throw a nice flick pass over the top.
Bro,
Hamish Roberts scores. Individual brilliance.
fuck off.
Honestly, mate.
No,
You gotta stop commentating our games. I'm calling Stan.
Is this how you feel, actually?
No, 100%.
I think,
This is not a lie.
I think I'm so pro you.
Oh no, what have I
I
done?
get so excited when you guys do stuff. When that footwork on the outside, old mate turned his shoulders and he was fucked on the outside.
don't save it for now. You should have said it.
You could have said on the game, man.
I can't-
No,
I
you can't make
can't
up
do
for it.
much more.
No,
Fuck it.
actually you did. You did.
No, we're
Said,
just taking the piss out of you. It's fun to take the piss out
Rian
of
Rian
you.
Stowers' skills continue to impress. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, thanks, Geordie.
Yeah, got you.
No, I actually watch the games back without the commentary because it makes it better.
So
No.
we keep each other humble. It's good.
But
We
like,
like it.
I think we are building.
There's
We're
so
in
much
the right
tension
direction.
this week.
We
between
like it.
us
There
three,
is.
Sorry, guys, we don't actually
wonder
hate each
why.
other.
I
Bullying
wonder
is our
why.
love language. We're obviously improving, and it's good to see, and it's good to get another result like that. And credit to Sunnybank, they've been in every game this year, and they really push teams to the edge. And that's what they did to us. They sort of come back, and then we get the lead again, and they come back. Like they never sort of give up, and it's hard to sort of think they've only won one game, considering they have 2 draws in there. They've lost all their games, much like us, by a couple of points, or been in sort of striking distance. So, we sort of knew they had that in them, but I'm sort of glad we had a bit more sort of experience in those games and we were able to close it out this week.
Yeah. Off topic, sort of, but have you noticed in that photo, I'm just pulling the finger straight at the cameraman.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Actually, aren't you pointing at
Flipping
your
him
least
off.
favourite commentator?
Oh, yeah, straight at him.
Okay, good. No, other game, boys. Obviously, you guys have the bye this week. Take on West next week, which would be huge. But do you see their game on the weekend?
West,
Down 40-0
against
against UQ. What the hell?
No defense in this comp anymore,
Yeah,
eh?
Jesus. Final score 68-40.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one. UQ just come out the gates.
It was
and
that
were
fight up.
absolutely killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that second half, I reckon Elway, having done the presidents and stuff with him, like he's quite a fiery dude. I reckon they got an all-time spray at halftime. Prinsley, the coach.
Yeah.
Like they would have had an all-time spray, and it probably reflects why they've come out in that second half and played the way they did.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a game of two halves, but obviously UQ were able to capitalise on a couple of opportunities in that sort of second half to sort of keep that lead. So
Those Oates boys are good, don't they? Together.
Oh.
Fucking carving up.
West will be interesting this week.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got Sunnybank. I don't know how many of the Rebels boys will be allowed to play due to, because normally there's a mandatory stand down.
Well, like there is no Rebels. For them to go back to West now, that's just on their own accord, isn't it? Because back then it was like a Rebels guys go to West. Now there is no Rebels. So isn't it up to them to whether they want to do it or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
but a lot of
they're
those
all
guys are
like
from
wider squad. They're like wider squad though. So like lots of the boys that are with West haven't played many games for the Rebels.
So if they look at like Glenn, David,
Yeah.
Carter by the sounds of it, Mason, you obviously got like Angelo Smith, all those boys in the forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see what they do or how long they're around for, because most of them are looking for a
Trying to
job.
find jobs, yeah.
So if they get picked up in Japan and they've got to go, like even if Div 2 starts in the next few weeks, they got to go.
Yeah, go on.
So like it's going to be interesting for their continuity, who's in and who's out. And I guess they're going to have to be helping a lot of those boys out, because a lot of boys stop their Super Rugby payments in June.
End of June, I think their contracts are done.
So
Real.
they'll get their last payment, and
Sure.
that'll be it. The only ones that get paid throughout the year will be the ones that are on ARU deals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy. What are they going to do? Go get a regular job? Like, fuck. Nuts.
Labourers.
Pardon?
Labourers.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're big few weeks coming up in club rugby world. All right, boys, let's get into our semi-final previews. Massive matches coming up this weekend. But the tipping boys, you two were absolutely perfect. 4 from 4 winners, 4 from 4 against the spread. Both you, well done.
I'd shake his hand, but I don't like him.
Yeah, I was just about to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that guy.
Not today. Yeah, very impressive, boy. You put the money on, they would have fucking cleaned up. Anyway, so I the Canes didn't cover by half a point. You got to the Rebels to cover, so that hurt me. And also the Reds were nowhere near that. So I got 6 out of 8. You guys 8 from 8. So the tallies, boys, out in front, 70 from 91, the big dog, and locked up at 65 each, you and me, mate. So it's coming down to the wire.
And this could ruin me, because you know who I'm going to be picking.
Yeah, well, it could ruin both of us.
All right, let's just see how it plays out. And first up, the Blues taking on the Brumbies in just a few hours' time. $1.20 the Blues. The Brumbies, $4.20. The line is 11.5. Obviously, these two sides met earlier this year in Auckland. It was ugly for the Brumbies, 46 points to 7. And, of course, that 2022 semi-finals, the 2019 thriller Blues. Hold on. Boys, thoughts? Brumbies, are there any chance here, Ree?
I don't think so.
What's the line?
11.5.
At Eden Park as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. And I saw that sort of thing that they were talking about, how Brumbies only get a 6-day turnaround. Going to Eden Park, I just can't see it happening. And I think that the Blues will cover that line.
Yeah, like just too good.
Yeah.
So the Brumbies haven't won in Auckland since 2013. It's been a tough trot
Sheesh.
for them. Yeah. Tyler, thoughts?
Blues to win.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be close. I know the Brumbies went there a few years ago in the semi-final and actually kept it a really competitive game.
1 point.
I think the thing that works for the Brumbies is their game plan is going to force the Blues to exit. They're going to just play as much territory as they can. And they're obviously looking for a big performance from Ryan Lonergan and Noah Lolesio here to sort of pin them in the corners, because the last thing you want is the Blues in your half.
Yeah.
Their forwards are big and athletic when you're looking at guys like Hoskins and Akira Ioane.
Yep.
And then their backs, obviously, with Rico, Talia, Clark, Perifeta, like obviously can score from anywhere, but you'd rather try and force them to score from their own 22 than in your half. So be interesting to see how the game plays out. I think I'll go the Brumbies to cover that line within the 11.5, but I think the Blues will be too classy towards the back end of the game. There's just too much firepower in there at the moment.
I would be so happy if the Brumbies won.
Oh,
So would I.
It would be
And
great, man.
It would be so
we
good.
go for the Australian rugby.
Oh,
Championship.
100%. And the final.
Yeah.
It would obviously break the hoodoo of teams not winning in New Zealand. Like,
Yeah. It'd be,
I think they're 0-17 now, 0-18 now after the
Jesus.
weekend.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
So it'd be nice to see them get a win on sort of New Zealand soil, and it'd be good for Aussie rugby as a whole.
Oh, yeah. So
But
good.
Generally can't see it.
No, it's
Like
yeah.
I'm trying to find ways to justify the Brumbies
Well,
doing it.
where's the opportunities against the Blues? Do you like obviously Valentin needs to fucking have a massive shift. Ikatow needs to stand up. Like where do they find points?
I think that the way that the Brumbies play, they're sort of just going to have to power them, because I don't think the flair on the edge is going to work against a class back line
Clark,
like that.
Talia, yeah.
Yeah, like you got Clark Tully and then you got Rico Ioane as an outside defending centre, bro. As a defending centre, Rico Ioane, I think you miss
He's done
how
a
good
lot
he is
better.
as a defender just because of how outstanding he is on attack. But I think that they're going to have to sort of go through the middle way.
It's because of how quick he is.
Yeah.
So even if you do get half an outside break, he is so quick that he covers that space.
Make up for it.
To make up for it. And I just think the forward pack, like, if you were to line them up player for player, like, you're almost still giving the nod to the Blues there, especially in the sort of back row. But, yeah, I agree with Ryan up the middle. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to win. It's they back their D and they kick their way with penalties.
Yeah,
Noah's
kicking as
kicking
well,
very
yeah.
well off his boot at the moment, like goal kicking. And you know, if you see a score, if you're going to win, it'd be something like 12-7 or and it's 4 penalties or 15-14 and they've just
Play
kicked
like
all
England.
penalties.
Take the under.
Take the under on the
I reckon
points.
It's not a bad. Yeah, take the under 49.5. I'm going to go Blues to win, Brumbies to cover for me as well. And there's probably a bit of my Australian heart coming in, hoping to keep it close. So that should be a good game, kicking off at 5 p.m. later this evening. I'll take the under as
Can
well.
we swap seats for this next one?
No, mate. They're like nice and close together. So let's get into
There's going to be
it.
some hands
The
thrown,
ultimate rivalry. The Hurricanes versus the Chiefs. The Hurricanes $1.60. The Chiefs $2.25. The line
Fucking
is
easy dub.
3.5. And it is Rian versus Tyler in this one. Boys, over to you.
Yeah, I think the Hurricanes will probably blow them out by at least 30.
Oh, I'm done with his yapping today. Too much yapping.
Nah. I think it'll be a close game. It can go either way, but honestly, we're both obviously going to pick. I'm going to pick Canes. He's going to pick the Chiefs, and I think it's going to be an unreal game to watch, especially after the last game that they just had.
Even the first game.
Yeah, exactly.
Both their games they've had have been outstanding.
So
to watch.
close, yeah, and the footy that they've displayed, like the tries that have come from those two games, so many offloads and stuff like that. Like it's going to be entertaining rugby.
So let me do this, all right? So 2017 was the last time they met. It was 3 points of difference. The last 10 meetings, it's split. 5 apiece, the Hurricanes and the Chiefs.
Holy!
Obviously, you're both going who you're going to go for.
Yeah.
Rian, why do the Hurricanes win?
I think I can tell you ways that I think that they'll win, but also ways that the Chiefs can stop them. And I think you saw it last week with the Rebels. The Hurricanes like to launch their set piece off their lineouts all from the back. And you saw it against the Rebels. All they did, the Rebels just gave them the front. We're happy to give them the front. Just sat at the back, and the Rebels really disrupted their lineout. I think against a team like the Chiefs, if the Chiefs are able to do that to the Canes won't be able to do the things that they did against the Rebels to the Chiefs. So I think that's a key area that the Hurricanes need to be on top of for them to be able to come out with the win. Also against the Chiefs, we saw last week with the Reds, you can't just give the Chiefs the ball because they will make you pay from anywhere. I think that if we're kicking to the likes of Damian McKenzie, Sean Stevenson and Atini, like they have to be pressure kicks. You can't just kick in and hope for something to happen. You got to make it happen yourself with pressure.
So how do they do that?
Well, you just got to force pressure, and you just got to like the chase lines. I don't know. I really don't know. Against that kind of back three,
It's
I don't
scary,
know. But it starts with the launches off set piece because the Hurricanes, that's where they score lots of their points. And I think the battle in the forward pack, if the Hurricanes stay tight, I think that our forward pack is a bit stronger than the Chiefs at the moment.
I like it. So before I get to Tyler for your sort of rebuttal, give me a couple of try scorers for the Canes and who's the man of the match?
I'm going to go Morby for a try.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if the Hurricanes are to get it done, Ruben Love will be the man of the match.
Correct score?
Oh, shit. I don't know. It's going to be close. I'm going to go
Just make things interesting a bit, you know.
21. 21.
This is the podcast audio.
Sorry, guys.
21-18.
If you want to go have a coffee in that
So
intermission.
the Canes.
Okay, 21-18.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you're saying the Chiefs cover.
Yeah.
Line's 3.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game either way.
All right, Hurricanes win, Chiefs to cover. Floor is your mate. Why did the Chiefs win?
For me, if I'm looking at this game with my rugby hat on, not my Chiefs hat, the battle's going to be in the tight five. And I think the Chiefs tight five need to front up if they want to win this game. Mm-hmm. I think from 6 down, like 6 to 15, the teams are pretty even. Big loss, Xavier Numia not playing for the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Huge loss. But obviously Asafo Amour, Brother's built like a watermelon and runs way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you see his try on the weekend? Like, he's someone that's come back after his injury and is still in great form, and he's one that worries me. But I think the battle of those two hookers, after how good Samasoni played last week,
Oh, yeah.
like, this is sort of trialing for that All Blacks box. I think Cody Taylor will be in the 23 for the All Blacks because you have one experienced hooker, and these two are now fighting for either the starting or bench role, depending on how sort of Razor Ray looks at it. So the tight 5 battle where it's going to be sort of, I think the game's going to be decided. And because I think, like, if I look at Sam Penny-Finau, Luke Jacobson, and that Wallace Atiti, who's come out of nowhere for the Chiefs, and then you go Brad Shields, Peter Lakai, and Braden Yossi, like, those are two solid
those
back
are
rows.
gun matchups.
And we both know how good the back lines are.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Chiefs, if their tight 5 can front up, do well at set piece, and sort of give it a chance for those backs to go, like especially that back 3 and Damian McKenzie,
Yeah.
I think that's where they get it done.
Okay.
And for me, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Really? Okay.
I know last time I said this, but the refs sort of got involved, and there's a lot of penalties in the last game. It's the only thing that kind of ruined it a little bit. So I think this one, in the cake tin, I think they're going to sort of let it play a bit more and make a very exciting game of footy. Things that we don't know yet that can sort of impact the game is the wind in that stadium.
True.
Having played there, once that wind gets in, it swirls. So if it is really windy, expect a lot of high balls and a lot of sort of pressure from whichever team's going with the wind. But yeah, if I had to give you an exact score, probably I'm going to go. I'm going to go 32-27 to the Chiefs.
Say that again.
32-27
Okay.
to the Chiefs.
Yep.
I'm obviously outside that line.
Yep.
But if I'm doing my picks, I'm going Chiefs and Chiefs to cover the line. Is that right?
Well, Chiefs.
Just because I think 3.5's too
Well, if you're saying the
small of a
Chiefs to
line.
win, they cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because obviously 3.5's a very small line too.
Any try scores you like?
I'll go with Moni Narawa. Seems to be finding his way to the try line.
Yep.
And the other one's of Samasoni Takiaho. Chiefs Maul was looking good last week, and he is so powerful near the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
beast.
threw Tom. I know it's only Tom Liner, but he threw him like he was nothing in that try.
Only Tom Liner.
I mean, he's like 80 kilos. Like, brother had a long day last week.
Yeah,
tough.
facts. Yeah, they were sending them at his channel way.
Nice, boys. I'm going to back the Canes. I like Hurricanes. I'm all been on them all year. So I'm going to go Canes to
Hang on,
win.
you were not on them in the first podcast.
No, but
I didn't even mention them.
I like the way they're going this year. You're right. I did
Shout
not
out to Rian, though, for wearing his Hurricane shirt from when he was 4 years old. That
it's
still
good.
fits.
Oh, day one
How
supporter.
good's the
that's
OG Super 14 like logo too? Like,
Yeah,
I
fucking
like
nice.
it. I go Asafo Amua for a try, like Perenara for a try. Final score 26-20. Hurricanes win and cover.
I just want to hear them sing that song again.
They have a great team. So
Oh, that's
That
amazing.
Come
clip
in.
went everywhere too. It was good. All right, boys. I like it. Fucking locked in. So I'm going to go, where have we differed here? We've both gone Brumbies to cover,
Yep.
and you've gone Blues, Chiefs to cover,
Yep. And then
Hurricanes to win.
the last difference is the Hurricanes Chiefs,
Okay.
obviously.
I like it, boys. And yeah, all right. That's pretty much it. You know, if the Chiefs do win and the Brumbies win, the final will be in Canberra. I know that's way off, but that'd be fucking sick, wouldn't it?
Ah, fuck
Or,
that.
or 5,000 fans.
Oh, come on, man. They'd turn up. We get at least 10.
Hopefully. You'd hope so for a final.
Jeez.
Have the final in the Cates and
Yeah, well, that's, yeah. So what are we saying? We're saying, well, you reckon Hurricanes Blues final?
yeah, but I don't want the Blues to make it.
You want an easy final?
Well, even if the Chiefs win, I want the Brumbies to win. Like, I just want it to be a Trans-Tasman final.
Yeah. All right, boys. That is our semi-final picks and preview. It's going to be an absolute blockbuster weekend of rugby. Before we wrap up, boys, weekend off. Obviously, no footy this weekend. Any plans? What's going on?
We got our Spencer's farewell tomorrow, Spencer Jeans.
Oh, you're back to Japan?
Back to Japan. And
Yep.
obviously he was there last night, had a few beers and just, yeah.
You're a bit dusty today.
Oh, I'm so dusty.
You've done
It is-
well, mate. Just what footy.
You should have seen me this morning trying to do work and send emails and whatnot. It was not good. My English was not very good in my emails.
Rick, anything on?
Nah, but how's that parent? Oh, can I say that?
Nope.
Nothing.
Cancel. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got, boys. Keep it short and sharp. Anything you want to touch?
Oh,
before we
shout
wrap
out to Ronan Kapi. Obviously, one of our good mates just did his ACL again after sort of just
Yeah,
getting
terrible.
back on the field the last sort of 6 to 8 months. So
It's a cruel game, man.
sucks, and that's for clarity. That is why we were drinking on a Thursday. I don't normally just get drunk on a Thursday.
Lies.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic.
So yeah, we had a few beers. Sort of had a funeral for his knee, is what we decided the theme of the night was.
Very fair. The big fella. Hopefully he can bounce back.
Oh, and also Conor McGregor.
Oh,
yeah.
What's happened there?
Do you know? I saw it. Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
I think Connor's injured. I was trying to decipher what Dana White was saying.
From a real, basic UFC fan, I feel like a common theme. He's always.
He hasn't fought in 3 years.
But like, what's going on?
Oh,
Brother's doing movies and still making
hard.
bank,
He's
selling
just
his
making
whiskey.
money.
Yeah, okay.
He looks like he's on cocaine every time I see him.
He's a super. Yeah, facts. He's a
Sorry.
superstar. He's.
Yeah, he doesn't need the fighting
Yeah.
anymore. does he?
What? You're making all this money. Why go get punched in the face and make the same amount of actually less money than what he
He
would
could be
be
one
making.
that is maybe suffering from CTE. He reminds me of like Antonio Brown.
The most
They're on the-
severe case.
yeah.
they're on a different wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
What else happened in the sporting world?
Obviously,
Celtics?
Olympics teams starting
Yes.
to come out.
Yep.
Celtics look like they've got it. One
When's
game.
the last one tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
They win
so
that,
if they
it's
win,
all
they
over.
win it. But
Yeah.
I see the Mavs pulling one out of the hat tomorrow, and then go back to Boston, and Boston win it in
Keep it
Boston.
alive.
Caleb Williams is looking a bit dodgy in all those training drills.
Mate, it's only OTA. It's early
Yeah,
days.
you know what though?
but
People,
fuck.
and this is media, they'll try and find all the bad clips and
Yeah.
don't show you all the. He probably threw 99 good passes,
Yeah.
and they throw the one out of the 100 that he underthrew slightly to Keenan Allen.
Nah, there was one though on the 7-on-7.
Oh yeah,
They benched him.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your backup?
The Bears benched him.
well, they got rid of
Tyler
Fields.
Bajan.
No, Fields is gone. Is that
I
still?
think
I mean,
it's
they
that-
got rid of him.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's that Bajan fella. Tyler Bajan,
I don't
the
even know.
white fella who played last year a couple
Right.
games.
Okay.
Bears were in a hard spot there. They had to draft Caleb Williams because if, say he's a bust, it looks like a bad pick. But if he got signed by someone else
And went unreal,
went
yeah.
unreal and became like the
Yeah.
best quarterback in the league,
Latest Ryan Poles, he's
like,
out of
you're
there.
in a, you're in a terrible
Yeah.
position.
You know who's in a tough spot? Fucking Denver. You got Zach Wilson or Bo Nix. They're the two.
I got one.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, fuck.
Thoughts on Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic
Well,
team?
yeah, I've heard this all week. I don't know enough to comment about it, but it did surprise me. Given
I
how good
thought she was like the best player.
Yeah, well,
in
she
the-
is pretty
Well,
much.
that's what I heard.
No, she was the best in college, and she's come out. And to be fair, and this is what makes sometimes it hard to watch WM. There is way too much drama.
Oh, how much drama is at the moment? It's fucking too much.
And then they had an argument the other day because someone passed her ex-wife on the points, right? And then her on playing
Who's
her
her
ex-wife. I don't know. I can't
Oh,
remember
okay.
the name. So she shot the point and she passed her ex-wife who was in the other team in total points, and then celebrated with her new fiance that's in her team now,
Okay.
or something. Oh no, it's something
It's
stupid.
very
Like, and I'm
women's
watching it
sport-esque,
going,
isn't it?
what is
Yeah,
going
it's
on?
too much. It's too much.
It became a bit, and that's what's happening with Caitlin Clark. Like the amount
I
of
feel sorry for her. She's just,
Angel Reese, people aren't watching the NBA because of her, like trying to bring her down. It's like,
they're watching because of Clark. The
And then
numbers tell.
then
the
it comes out they're going to be 50 mil in out of pocket this year.
Yeah. On the American Olympic front, they win every game by 1,000. Like, it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, the women are going to kill it.
they
Women are
haven't,
too
they haven't
good.
lost in years.
The
So
men have all caught up like all the
Yeah.
other ones, but the women are that's literally the super team. But I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how the 3-on-3 goes.
I saw. Yeah.
What?
There's a 3-on-3
3-on-3
tournament in the
basketball.
Olympics.
This one?
Because I saw Cameron
Brinks
Brinks
in it,
in the
yeah.
3v3.
Yeah.
What, for men as
Trust
well?
us to see that.
For men as well?
Very good looking. She's so tall though.
For men as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
see.
the men
It'll be
there, but I don't know
yeah.
who they've picked for them. I don't know if they're taking NBA players. I'd love to see a Kyrie in the 3v3.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, all right, boys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I want to edit this and get it out before
Alright.
the game starts.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
But next week, massive grand final show, boys. Should be good.
Yeah,
Hope
fucking
a few-
nice.
Maybe a few surprises along the road as well. See how we go. All right, boys, enjoy your Super Rugby weekend. Enjoy your week off, fellas. Final thoughts, the Canes Chiefs.
Up to Canes.
I can't wait to celebrate in front of this brick tomorrow.
See, like, I wasn't going to say anything like that. I was just going to be graceful in defeat if we do lose, which we won't, but I was going to.
I'm taking videos when the tears are coming.
All right, enjoy
Fuck
it.
you.
See you next week. Bye.